Hi everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by Regular Build and my entry into the Panzerjäger Tank Hunter group build. This group build has been organized by Joachim at Jorama Modellbau, I think it would be in German, and Marcus at Scale Bench Plastic Models. And I'll have a link to both their channels down below in case you want to check it out and see what the group build's all about and if you want to join in. So what it is basically anything that was designed to specifically hunt tanks. So it could be tank destroyers, tank hunters like Jag Panthers or Jag Tigers or whatever, tank buster type aircraft, like the Stuka versions in World War II with the 37mm cannons, or anti-tank weapons, whatever. Anything that was specifically designed to hunt tanks. That is the criteria. And it lasts from November 15th, 2020 through February 28th, 2021. So I'm doing this video on the 13th and I'm going to post it so it shows up on the 15th. So without further ado, let's take a look at what my entry is going to be. Alright, here is my entry. And this, first of all, it was a gift from Peter Persson, my Swedish friend, who I will add a link below so you can check out his channel. He sent this to me, man, 3 years ago maybe, and I've been sitting on it ever since. And I've just been waiting. It's one of those kits where, you know, you really do want to do a really bang up excellent job, especially since it's a specific vehicle, and you just keep putting it off because it's like I'll do it whenever I, you know, perfect these techniques or whatever. And you know what, this came up with this group build, and I thought, you know what, it's time to get cracking and do this thing. So thanks, Peter, for sending this to me all these years ago. I really appreciate it, and now I'm actually going to build it. Also, I want to thank another German, Patrick Schaefer, for translating some notes that I found somewhere online specific to this vehicle to make it a little more accurate to the real deal. Some details that weren't included with the actual kit, but are apparent on photos, reference photos of this vehicle. So Patrick, after all these years, finally going to get to this. Thanks again for, you know, translating that stuff for me. I really appreciate it. And he did a really good job. Really detailed stuff, and I just really appreciate it. So it is the Dragon 1/35 scale Stu 3 Aus G early production, and hopefully I'm saying the name right, but it's Lieutenant Georg Bosa. If I'm saying that wrong, please let me know and spell it out phonetically in the comments section so I know I'm doing it right. It is kit number something, 6417. Yeah, 6417. Came out, it's like some kind of a convention exclusive kit. Dragon Expo Europe 07, I believe. So the kit's been around a while, but from the stuff I've read, it's a pretty good kit, and it should be a lot of fun to build. So that's enough blabbing about this. Let me crack it open a little bit here and we'll take a look and see what's inside. Okay, take a look at the contents of the box here pretty quick, but let's take a look at the instructions. Now, if any of you out there know anything about Dragon kits, this page right here is an illustration of the sprues. And depending on the kit, and basically the blue items are items that aren't used in this particular kit. Okay. Now, if you know anything about these, sometimes there can be a whole lot of blue, so there's a lot of parts that you don't use, and you end up with a lot of stuff left over. That does not seem to be the case with this kit, so that's kind of cool. So I'm not going to go through all the instructions, but it's pretty straightforward and looking pretty groovy. Shouldn't be too difficult to assemble. From what I've read, I'm pretty sure this particular kit is pretty good as far as, you know, fit and stuff like that. As I said, there's a few details that are missing that I'll talk about whenever I actually get to that portion of the build. So yeah, that's the instructions. One marking option, obviously, because it's a specific person's vehicle. So let's take a look at some of the plastic. All right, first up we have the lower hull. It's one piece affair. Detail looks really good. As far as I know, it's pretty stinking accurate to a Stug 3, so that'll be cool. All right, first up we've got the A sprue, which is road wheels. Looks like some axles, final drive cover, drive sprocket, and idler, return rollers. Detail looks pretty jolly. Stoked. 2 A sprues. Next we have a B sprue, which swing arms for the road wheels. Looks like some exhausts, suspension fittings, more suspension fittings. Looks like one of the rear plates. The other rear plate, yeah, this is all rear hull stuff. Looks like this might be where the final drive connects to part of it, I think, part of the front hull, and then some these release levers for the idler adjustment. So that is the B sprue, one of those. Here we have the D sprue, which are hull parts. You have the upper part of the or this is the yeah, the upper part of the rear deck, bolt-on armor. Looks like the lower front hull, upper front hull, intakes, engine covers, stuff like that. So that is the D sprue. Then we have sprue E, which looks like the superstructure interior. Got the floor, the trunnion, the mounts that go in the trunnion, the front of the gun mantlet, the base, some radios, that's kind of cool, and their mounts, I'm thinking. Scissor type rangefinder. Just more interior parts. They all look really good. That is E. Then we have sprue F, which is more, this is the gun barrel here, looks like. More gun parts. The breech block, the muzzle brake, the rest of the mantlet. Yeah, more gun parts for the interior, F. Then we have G sprues, and there are 3 of them linked together and then one by itself. So I don't know if these are specific to this vehicle and that's why they're separate, or what the deal is, but here they are. Jack, Pioneer tools, more tools, the engine inertia starter crank, I believe. Gun cleaning rod. Front blackout light. Novak? I can't remember. A specific type of light, but that's the cover for that. Then more hole fittings here. We have lifting hooks, various lifting hooks here. Just more small fittings for the vehicle. Oh, really nice detail. I gotta say, these are the smoke dischargers here, I believe. The mounts are on one of the upper hull part sprues. And then the last bit of the kit is this here. Some people refer to this as the goodie bag when it comes to dragon kits. And many people lament the demise of the goodie bag and all its contents. I guess back in the old days, 2007-ish, I guess, this was a common thing with dragon kits, and that is this extra little card that had photo etch, decals, extra little things like, you know, metal tow cables. And this is another G sprue here. It's got the fire extinguisher, the these S hooks, they're like tow hooks or something, the cable ends, clear periscopes, more armor plate for the front, and then looks like an MG34 with open or closed tripod, a little breech there. So that's kind of cool that it has this in it, and not much in the way of markings, which is kind of cool. Just a few there, and my experience with dragon markings in the past has been pretty good, so I'm not too worried about that. So that's a pretty cool thing. How could I forget? But I also have the magic tracks for it. Got left and right. Don't remember which one's a darker gray, one's a lighter gray. Don't remember, just as long as I use the right color for the, you know, then I can figure out left and right after that. Now I have these, the magic tracks, but I also have these. These were sent by Peter Person as well, and that is these Fruel model tracks. Now I've used Fruel model tracks in the past and had pretty good experience with them. But let's see. So I'll have to determine if these are the right type for this vehicle. It looks like they are, maybe. These are a little bit wider, so I'm not sure if these are the right ones or not. I'll determine that once I get everything put together. I mean, we need some cleanup in some of these guide horns here, but you know, from what I remember, they're pretty easy to clean up. I think the only Fruel model tracks I've used is for a Sherman. I'm pretty sure. So there weren't any things like that to clean up, but shouldn't be a big deal. Now I don't have the wire here for it, for putting these things together, but I do have some brass rod left over from some of my other aftermarket tracks, specifically the Kaizen tracks, and I'm thinking, just by looking at it there, that it should be the same size, but I'll have to determine if these will fit or not, and then I can determine which tracks I want to use. So there you have it. There's my entry for the Panzerjäger Tank Hunter group build, sponsored by Yorama model bow, and plastic bench scale models. So I'm going to have links down below for those two, also for Peter Person. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. And again, I want to thank both Joachim and Marcus for inviting me to this group build. I want to thank Peter Person for the kit. I appreciate it, Peter. And I really want to thank Patrick Schaefer for the translation he did for me. And once I get into the build, I'll talk about that and let you know, what it was that he translated, and these little things that I can do to improve the kit to make it more like the actual real deal vehicle, according to photographs and stuff. So anyway, that's it. Again, thanks for joining me here on Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. Really looking forward to this build. Should be a lot of fun. I have until February 28th. That's the end of February to you and me. 2021. I should be able to get that pretty good. So stay tuned. I'll be posting frequent updates on this. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining me here on Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. And I will see you all later.